Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. My name is Vince and thanks for joining me for another episode of Secrets of the Trails on vacation. Well, for my last couple of days on vacation here for this year, I'm going to spend some time based out of Lockport, New York, which is one of the main port cities on the Erie Canal. And I'm going to show you some of my favorite segments of the Erie Canal. So let's go. The Erie Canalway Trail is over 350 miles long and stretches from Buffalo, New York all the way to Albany. It's part of the overall Empirestate Trail. The Empirestatetrail Trail not only comprises the Erie Canalway Trail, but also the Hudson Valley Trail and the Champlain Valley Trail. This gives cyclists and hikers over 750 miles of off-road and on-road trail segments to be able to enjoy here in the majority of New York State. Here at Lockport, as well as at other major trailheads along the Erie Canalway Trail, you'll have this nice little kiosk and a seating area, bicycle repair station, bike rack, and not too far away is Steamworks Coffee. So if you're so inclined and you want to stop here or start here and take a break, get a nice cup of coffee, they're really fantastic. So here at Lockport is one of my favorite stopping points. As a matter of fact, it has a hotel that I stay at all the time, just down the road a few miles. So it's a nice base of operations for doing some of my favorite segments of the Erie Canalway Trail. Let me tell you, take a look at this. This is a nice little, it goes down and evens out around the old flight of 5 locks. That was the original set of locks. They've been replaced by a more modern version on the other side. But just like that young lady is doing, that's what I like to do, just go zoo. But it becomes a little bit of a problem coming back up because that's a steep hill. That's about a 8% grade or so. Again, I'm on vacation. I'm not actually measuring it because I didn't bring any of my measuring stuff with me, but it is really, really cool to go down there. Along the canal and along the old flight of 5 locks, you can actually just stop at different points and just take a look at the history. It's fantastic. Now, because the weather may disagree with me today, we have Hurricane Erin on its way up along the eastern coast. I'm going to intersperse some of the stuff that I'm filming today with some film of those trail segments that I've done in the last year. So coming through Lockport, the trail goes around the canal works, this maintenance depot here. And right here you can see Exchange Street. You'll see a lot of these. These are raising drawbridges. Basically, the entire deck raises up in one go, allows the ship to go underneath, and then the whole deck goes back down to the road surface. For the most part, the treadway width of the entirety of the Erie Canal is on average about 8 to 10 feet. There are some portions where it's smaller, some portions where it's much wider. There are also a variety of surfaces that you'll encounter. This one is crushed limestone / gravel. There are some small portions that are a little bit more coarse gravel. There are some portions that are paved. There are some portions that are a little bit more than a wagon track that have a large grassy portion in the middle. None of them are very difficult to ride, but you just always want to be alert for the changing trail surface conditions. Now, Middleport is a fantastic stopover along the Erie Canal Trailway. It's one of my favorite segment stops, not the least of which is for this reason right here, the Alternative Grounds Cafe. If you're stopping here in Middleport along your way and you're riding during the day that they're open, this is a fantastic place to get something to drink, to eat, to relax. They've got free Wi-Fi. Every time I come up to the Erie Canal, I have to stop up here at least once. They're building these all over the place in recent years. This nice little stop along each segment point with a nice little kiosk, bicycle repair stations, seating areas, and bike racks. So whichever way you're going, you know you're coming to a trailhead town, basically. We're coming up to the northernmost point on the Erie Canalway Trail. So right here in the town of Gaines in Orleans County, just outside of Albion, this is the northernmost point along the Erie Canal. So whichever way you're riding along the Erie Canal, you're not going to get any further north than right here at this spot. So the Erie Canal isn't much used for commercial business anymore, much more for pleasure craft. And you can see one of these nice little pleasure craft along the way. The nice thing that I like about the Erie Canal is you pass by these boats that are going along the canal and they're very friendly. They'll wave at you like that gentleman did. Wave back, say hi if you can hear them, or if they can hear you, they'll say hi too. It's just so very friendly and peaceful here along the Erie Canal. We're coming up to another little port town that doesn't have the name port at the end of it. It's called Albion. And you can see, again, nice little area that they can sit. At this time of the year, this is late August, with Hurricane Erin off the coast of Long Island, which is definitely impacting the weather today, unfortunately. They are doing repairs onto the approaches of the bridge. That's just why it's up and the bridge is actually closed. But this is another nice little place to stop. There are a lot of restaurants up in that area, coffee shops, etc. But if you come here when the bridge is still under repair, there's another drawbridge there just a little further down the trail that you can actually access the town of Albion itself. So all the way along the Erie Canal, you'll see these things too. These are floodgates. So they will actually drop them if they need to contain too high of a water table on one side of the gate or the other. Basically, it's used for flood control. This is something new since I was up on this segment last. It's been a couple of years actually. They have a pedestrian bridge. Let's check it out. Oh wow, there you go. You get a nice topside view of the canal to the west. To the east, you can't see much because the floodgates are there, but this is really cool, folks. So if you do have a chance to get up on this portion of the trail, check out the pedestrian bridge at Brockport. We're coming into the port town of Brockport, another one of my favorites, not for the least of which reason is this. Grind's 122 Cafe, about a mile or so that way. They have excellent coffees, excellent desserts, sandwiches, pretty much anything you'd want, breakfast, lunch. And every time I come into the town here, I usually will stop there at some point. Again, these nice little kiosks they have, these were the original sets. The ones that I showed you earlier are ones that are more recently installed. And we're gonna have to take a detour here. Obviously now they're doing some repair just like they were doing the other one earlier that we saw. So we have to make a little bit of a detour, but hopefully if you come up here after I'm filming this, this will all be done and you won't have to make the little bit of a detour around the construction area. Coming into the port town of Pittsford, but before we get there, we're going to encounter one of the many locks on the canal. This is canal lock number 32. Along the Canalway Trail at various points, especially close to towns, you'll see a lot of these yellow painted mooring posts. And we're coming into the neighborhood itself. There's an option here. You can go straight on the shown place, which is a shared use road. I'm actually going to go right, but there's a cautionary tale here that I'm going to mention to you in a minute. And then I'll show you one of the reasons why I love Pittsford. So obviously making a right goes underneath the bridge. Here's these little things painted on the sidewalk that say walk your bike. And there's a good reason for this. And the good reason for it is because there are waterfront businesses here, restaurants, other businesses over here that you really just don't want to be riding your bike along here. So I'm actually just going to do what they're asking for us to do, is just walk my bike. And that's fairly smart because various times of the year, especially during the summer months and weekends, this portion can get very busy because you see there are a whole bunch of businesses over here. And one of my favorites is coming up right here on the left. And one of the reasons why Pittsford is just one of my favorite stops is the Neutral Ground Coffee House. They have a lot of good sandwiches, coffees are fantastic. There are a good number of parking spaces and a gravel lot behind this business complex where you can stage. if you're going to use Pittsford as a staging point for an out and back. They have this nice little landing here where you can just sit and look out on the canal. And a lot of times you can see the sand patch boat tours that are based out of Pittsford here. They'll take people along the canal. The 6.5 mile ride between Pittsford and Fairport is one of my favorites along the western portion of the Erie Canalway Trail because you get a good mix of views. Not only the small town, quaint town stuff, you also get some more rural views. And all the time, you get the wonderful views of the canal. And at various times of the day, you'll see boats passing by in one direction or the other. A lot of these bridges will have a path that goes up to them that juts off from the trail, just like this one. So people who live in the area or who are using the roads and want to come on the trail, they have a good way to access the trail. Parrington Park in the town of Parrington. It's a large park that has a lot of opportunity for parking here if that's what you want to use it for. Let me tell you, this is one of the things that I love about this area. Not only is it a paved trail, it may be relatively busy from time to time, but look at all these houses. This is fantastic. You've got your backyard is canal side. Every single one of them has this nice little deck to be able to sit out and relax. So if I ever retire, I'm going to be coming into the town of Fairport itself now. Public dock, more public moorings. The Erie Canal Boat Company. The bikeway is this way, the walkway is that way, and there's a good reason why you can't take your bike down there because there's steps that go underneath the bridge. Good number of businesses here. And here's another reason why I like Fairport. Junction 361 Coffee and Beer. Their coffees are fantastic. I've never actually tried their beer unless they're putting beer in the coffee or the other way around. Doesn't look like they're open, but the reason why is because they're doing some construction on the street here, so you can't park here. And here at Fairport Junction is another great staging point here at Fairport. The only reason why you can't do it today is because they're setting up a stage. Obviously, they've got an event going on. But normally, you can actually park here. Another neat thing about this parking area is that on occasion, you can see trains coming through one way or the other. I've been here where they've come through and people would just wait and other people would just sit here and do some train spotting. Here's a nice sight that you won't see all the time. I just happened to catch the tail end of it. The drawbridge actually going back down. Takes a while, but those lift bridges are definitely useful. So we've reached Fairport here on the Erie Canal and the end of our ride today, featuring some of my favorite portions of the Erie Canalway Trail. I really hope you enjoyed this short form video highlighting some of my favorite portions of the Erie Canalway Trail. This is a fantastic 360 plus mile ride, one way to the other from Albany to Buffalo or Buffalo to Albany, whichever way you want to go. I just don't have time to be able to do all of it all at one time because my patients need me. One of these days I'll retire, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But Parks and Trails New York sponsors a Bike the Erie Canal and a Bike the Hudson Valley Trail trips. So if you're so inclined and you have time, join them. I think they do it like every July and August if I'm not mistaken, but check out ptny.org for more information on that. And that does it for Secrets of the Trails on vacation. I guess I gotta head back home now. Thanks for joining me for this series of mini episodes on some of these trails that I've encountered on my vacation. If you want to check out secretsofthetrails.com for more information on the trails that I've done on the videos here on this channel, please do check that out. Link and subscribe. It's always helpful. And thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you next time for more episodes of Secrets of the Trails. Have a great ride.